Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be giving you guys a salary cap update for the Washington Commanders, how much they have, and what they can do to increase their salary cap space. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So free agency is mostly done. Yes, there might be a few more moves by the Commanders probably around, after the draft, but for the most part, at least the first wave or two, it's done. And now we know the Commanders cap space, we know the breakdowns of the contracts, so we'll get into that. So the Commanders right now, not in a good cap situation at all. The Commanders are 31st in cap space with $3.6 million in available cap space, which is terrible. Absolutely terrible considering, they're still going to have to pay their rookie draft class. So if they don't create some cap space somehow, they will not be able to sign many other guys, if any, besides a couple camp bodies. So this number right here is going to have to change. 3.6 is not enough if they want to add some pieces and pay for their draft picks. So yeah, it's unfortunate that they're at 3.6, and that's with the Deron Payne extension, which created some cap space, and that's with, the Wentz release and a couple other players as well. So let's get into some contract breakdowns to what got us into this place, and then we'll get into some, how we can increase this number right here. So starting off with Andrew Wiley, it's a 3-year, $24 million deal. The first year cap hit is about $4.2 million, so about a little under 2% of the cap hit is the hit, so not terrible. The next one, next year is 9.5, and then $10 million. So not amazing, but not terrible. Could have gone some other places, but if he ends up being a solid tackle for you, getting a guy for about $8 million a year is pretty good. It's pretty good. So we'll see how he does. Not too upset about this contract. I probably would have rather gone for the Eagles guard, Isaac Seumalo, or however you pronounce his name. Same, terms, but he's a right guard, and he was a Pro Bowl reserve last year. He's not amazing, but he's a very solid player. That's what I would rather have done, but it wouldn't really affected the cap. It wouldn't really change things because we paid Wiley the same. But I'm excited to see what Wiley can do and it looks like it'll be at right tackle, and Cosme will move inside a guard. And also congratulations to him. I believe he got married yesterday. That's the Andrew Wiley contract. Then some other, some other ones. Jacoby Brissett, an $8 million cap hit. That's the reason why the Commanders are really in this spot, is because of that. If they weren't, they would be at $11-12 million in cap space, but they had to get a backup quarterback. And since it's a 1-year deal, you can't really lower the cap hit that much. That's the bad thing about 1-year deals. Can't really lower the cap hit. And yeah, $8 million for a backup QB. It is what it is. I like the Brissett signing. I really do. I think there were some other options they could have gone for a little bit. I was actually surprised because I thought Brissett was going to get probably around this, much. But I was surprised to see the quarterback market, the backup quarterback market wasn't as strong as I thought it was. Marcus Mariota, Gardner Minshew, and a couple other guys that are close to Jacoby Brissett's level got paid $4 million, $5 million. I love Brissett, but I would have probably rather have had Gardner Minshew than him for the price. But I think Brissett is a very good leader, and that will also help out a ton in terms of developing Sam Howell. So not upset with the deal at all. If you'd have told me this before the offseason started or before free agency started, I've been I'm really happy with that deal. But the quarterback market wasn't as strong as I thought it would be, besides Heineke and Brissett. But Brissett was the highest paid backup this offseason. And then you look at Deron Payne, his cap hit number got lowered to $8.6 million. So without that, they would be screwed right now. Getting that done before free agency started was absolutely huge for the Commanders, because if they didn't get that done, it wasn't going to happen. It was not going to happen. And Nick Gates cap hit about $3.3 million. I couldn't find a breakdown for the rest of it, the rest of the contract, but that's not bad. And Cody Barton is about $3.5 million in cap space, because it's a 1-year fully guaranteed deal. With those deals, very hard to, lower the first year cap number. So that's where they're at. And then if you look at their cap space, if you take, I mean, I guess, yeah, this was a week, or this is 10 days ago before the Wiley thing was officially in. So he says with the rookie class, which he thinks is going to be about 3.5 mil, their estimated cap space after the draft is going to be about 750,000. So it's not good. Not good at all. And if that's the case, they're not going to really have much money to spend on guys. So what are some ways that they can create some cap space? So I have them about 3.5 mil. I want to see the exact number is, yeah, 3.6 mil. So right on the dot. So let's go over some things that they could do to create some cap space. So they could restructure Jonathan Allen's contract. The cap hits $21 million this year, which is a lot. It's deserved 100%. But I'm not, again, when I say restructure, it doesn't mean pay cut. It's just structuring the deal a little bit differently. I don't know if Jonathan Allen will want that, but if he does, that's a deal where you could probably create like $5+ million in cap space. But at this point, when we already passed the first wave of free agency, I don't really think we need to create a ton of cap space, because the guys we're going to sign right now are going to be less than $5 million, probably like $2-3 million cap hits at the most. So you don't have to create a ton of cap space. You could restructure Curtis Samuel, convert some of that to signing bonuses. Same thing with Kendall Fuller, maybe a little bit. Chase Roulier is the one where it's like, and Keim has been saying this for a while, he thinks the Commanders will either move on from Chase Roulier or he will come back at a pay cut. So if we cut him, we save about $4 million, a little over $4 million, which is nice. That would be enough to, sign a rookie draft class, sign a linebacker, and maybe someone else that, maybe a corner that we weren't able to get in the draft if that's the case. If we cut him post June 1st, I think that may even create some more cap space, not sure. But let's say we ask him to take a pay cut, and instead of 12 million, let's go 7 million. Then we create about $5 million in cap space, a little under $5 million. Yeah, right around $5 million actually. And that, again, that would be more than enough to, sign our contract, our rookies, and get some other guys. I also believe Bobby McCain's contract, we cut him post June 1st. So I believe that money comes in after June 1st. So if that's the case, I'm not 100% sure on that. But if that is the case, then we'll get some money after June 1st. If you guys are cap experts in the comments section, let me know how that works, because it was a post June 1st cut, but like he's technically released before then, and the Giants sign him. But that's just something there. And yeah, doing that creates some cap space. And then also they can, ask Logan Thomas to take a pay cut. Again, doesn't have to be huge, but I don't know if his play and he's been injured a lot is warranted to pay him $8 million a year. Maybe you bring that down to $5 million. And in that scenario, you're in a much better cap situation. And if you create a little bit more, you'll probably be able to, do a deal with Cam Curl, because that cap hits $3 million right now. You can probably restructure, and he's probably going to get around, I would say $13 million a year, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I would give a $12 to $15 million range, maybe a little bit more than that. So that doesn't mean his cap hit's going to be $15 million. His cap hit might be more like $8 to $9 million. So if you're at $11 million, let's say $12 million in cap space, you sign a rookie class that brings it down to like $8 million, you might have enough to restructure or to extend Cam Curl, get that from a 3 to maybe like an 8. Let's see, yeah, 3 to an 8, and minus the 3.5 mil that they, have to use for the draft class, and maybe they're able to sign a linebacker, and that's how things would go there. So I wouldn't mind that at all, and that's kind of where I see the Commanders' cap situation right now. If they're able to, restructure some of those deals, then they'll be able to extend Cam Curl. If they don't, I don't see how they're going to be able to extend Cam Curl. So, one more thing. I totally forgot about it. Andrew Norwell, don't know if it's going to happen, but get him out of here. I mean, that saves what? $2.2 million? Not a ton, but I don't want him on the roster. So if we can release him and save some money, go ahead and do it and draft a guard. I mean, you added Nick Gates. He's a good backup guard and maybe even, can start for you. And then, you're moving Sam Cosmi inside. That's another guard you have. I don't think you need Andrew Norwell. Draft a guy or even sign another veteran. Andrew Norwell doesn't need to be here. So that is the way the Commanders can create some cap space and extend Cam Curl, get his cap hit to about $8 million. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.